HorrorDeconstruction.
All right, before we actually do the episode, I need to send Danny, and only Danny, a link for him to see so I can... So, Thea, you can't click on this link in our chat.
Are you texting
yet,
it
okay?
to me?
I'm chatting it in our Hotmail chat. So
Hotmail chat. I don't
whatever
have
chat we're in, the Skype chat. Danny, check out this link and watch it, and we got to hear his reaction.
Oh no, I'm
and I'm
scared
not
already.
To look at it, right?
Nah, yeah, you can't. You probably will want to watch it later, but it's probably sexual harassment if I sent it to you. But Danny has to watch it.
Please. Okay, I already like the name. Oh, come on.
I'm not looking.
Okay, let's see.
I want to.
Wait till you hear the title of it after we start.
Oh God.
It's quite the adventurous video that I think Danny will appreciate.
Oh, what the What do I see? Oh, come on.
Just watch it till the end.
I'm rewatching it.
So I didn't want Thea. I didn't want to say Thea because I don't know if that's harassment.
Oh my
We're on
God.
duty. It's a guy.
How do you
I'm
find
really
these
enjoying
things? What's
Danny's
wrong
reaction.
with you?
It's a video where it's a POV of a camera, right? It's on Reddit. It's called "Publicly Masturbating Elderly Sick Man Gets Assaulted by the Cameraman." Seek.
Oh my God.
So it's a guy. At first, I was like, "Oh no, is this gonna be like a hate crime video?" Because the camera's a POV.
It's
walking-
literally what it said.
It's walking up. It's walking up to a gentleman with a turban, and I was like, "Oh no, he's gonna." Then you look at what the guy's doing. He's masturbating
his
publicly.
dick in his hand.
So the guy wallops him in the face, and
He
the
said,
guy
put
who's
your dick back in your pants and then kicks him.
the guy masturbating goes like snapped into reality. So then he turns around and walks away, and then the cameraman kicks him right in the ass, and he falls on his face.
Could you imagine how horny you have to be to do that on the street like that?
I tell you, Thea, guys find certain things very funny. I mean, when you watch it, you'll probably laugh too, but it's very dark. It's very funny to me. With that,
Holy moly.
what's up, everybody? It's the HorrorDeconstruction. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, but most likely on YouTube. Give us a like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. Hit that subscribe button. Do whatever you want to do with your host, Komp, and
Pillows McJohnny.
as well as.
Thea, I guess.
And today's film is.
Do you guess? It's Tag 2015. There's like 4 movies called Tag. This is
Yeah.
2015
This is one of
Japanese.
them.
This is the good tag. Tag
Probably,
2015. Original title, Ryaru Onigoko. A girl's
That's
life
good.
cascades into chaos as everyone around her suffers a gruesome fate, while she becomes less certain of who she is and her once normal. Her once normal? Who wrote this? That must have been translated from Japanese. Directed by Sion Sono, based on the story by Yusuke Yamada, written by Sion Sono, starring Reina Trendle, Mariko Shinoda, and Arina Mano, and a whole bunch of other people. So why did I pick Tag? Well, I'll tell you.
Like the game Tag.
So Tag is
that
a
the
film.
reason?
Tag is a yes, I loved it. It was great. So
Yeah, did you like Tag?
Oh boy.
No.
Okay.
In Canada, they called them Maple Leaf Funnies back then. So Tag was this film that I had heard about a long time ago. Obviously, there was a while. Okay, I've been telling Thea and every other person that I know to watch Sion Sono films. Danny, if you remember Sion Sono, he did Suicide Club, Suicide Circle, one of our original episodes.
Okay, yeah, I remember that one.
The movie, Thea, you got to see that fucking movie. It is fantastic.
Okay.
It is. The movie starts out with this movie has about as infamous an opening as that film did.
That's the train scene, right?
Yeah, in the beginning of, and it's not really spoiled because that's how they sell it, in Suicide Club, it's a movie where all these people in Japan are killing themselves, and it opens with 56 schoolgirls joining hands and jumping into train tracks and getting annihilated. And this film has
what
sort
would
of
be cool? To be the train conductor.
What is that, Danny?
Oh God.
I feel like, I don't know, that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
So, with this film, it has sort of a similar opening where it's just a stunning, crazy opening, and that clip has been memed where it's online all the time if you just want to see crazy shit in films and stuff like that. How does this film open, Thea?
Oh, just a casual girls' trip on a bus where the bus is bisected in half, Two of them actually, and and everyone except for one person on the bus is also bisected.
Oh yeah.
That is Mitsuko, who's the lead character, played by Reina Trendle, who I think she is half Japanese and half European, because she actually lives somewhere else, but they brought her into Japan to do this film.
She's Austrian, I think.
There you go.
I think I read that.
Sion Sono, I got into a real Sion Sono kick because I started watching on Amazon Prime. There's a series called Tokyo Vampire Hotel, which is exactly what the name is. It's a 10-part series. It's fucking great. And then
he talked about this. Isn't there like a giant in it or something?
It is. It's a. I don't want to spoil it, but it's a hotel that houses vampires that originates from.
I wouldn't have guessed that from the title.
No, but it originates from the growth of ancient vampire's vagina. So the whole building is her cavernous vampire. It's fantastic.
I love that.
But it's great. It's great. And also he did a film on Netflix, which I saw the TV series of it instead, which they extended.
It's a great incentive to become a vampire. You can grow things out of your genitals. That's great.
I guess so.
What can I grow out of my penis? Maybe a condo. Well, I've already got those going.
Oh boy. So he has also made the series a film I recently saw called Why Don't You Play in Hell and The Forest of Love. He's one of those directors where once you get their material, you start watching everything. So I feel bad I hadn't seen his films like within a 10-year span of seeing the original movie.
He's got a lot of films.
Yeah, he's very prolific.
Looking at this IMDb, there's like a shitload.
I compare him to David Lynch, but where his films make more sense and they're more wackier. But they're fucking fun.
I don't know if they made sense based on what I've seen.
Okay, so here's where we're going with this. So, just from a surface level, Thea, what did you get from this movie as a surface level? Actually, let's ask Danny first, because maybe Thea got it.
Ask Danny first, because I cheated.
Wait, I'm going to make myself an idiot.
No, you're not going to be an idiot, because I saw this movie twice. The first time I saw it, I completely forgot about it. I saw it a second time.
I mean, you want me to say, like, the literal plot?
No, what you think the movie's about. Like, what happened in this film?
I think it's probably about, like, men sexualizing women, because all these girls are wearing, like, super short skirts where you could see their asses and stuff. And
bingo.
Like, objectifying them as video game characters.
It's
hey, good. Hey, look at me. I'm a feminist.
Danny's lying. He just took a guess. But I think that the film, on the surface level, is essentially this woman who's escaping violence, scantily clad, and she's able to jump in. She's constantly changing narratives in her life. It's
like Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
Kinda.
She's a schoolgirl once, a bride next, and then like a track and field artist and stuff like that. And it's just one gigantic mayhem instance after another. Why don't we go? What happened in the first route after the school bus incident? Danny.
I'm actually. Oh yeah, the machine gun. Yeah. And this would be fun, like from a teacher's perspective, having been a teacher. No, I'm kidding.
No.
Oh my gosh! And think about that.
I'm completely kidding.
This is very much Lesson of the Evil in this part. Go ahead, Danny.
Yeah, no.
Another good movie.
No, but all the teachers open fire on them for cutting class or whatever, and like all of them are like hunting them down and shit. But everybody's so like giddy and over the top happy, and like once you realize that it's not real or it's like some weird surreal thing, it makes more sense. But at first it's like, what is this movie? Like everybody's so overacting in the bus, like all excited. It's like, holy shit.
I gotta ask Thea this, because the film obviously is having its cake and eating it, I think, in a way. I don't know if it's necessarily castigating the audience for, hey, you just saw these girls in their short schoolgirl outfits, shame on you at the end, but I think that they're also bringing that up. So it seems like he's purposely filming this movie this way. Like, there's a part when one of her friends or one of the classmates, when she confronts the teacher with the Uzi, and she does this dramatic spin where her skirt like flies up and you see her underwear just to get her hand blown off, and then her head explodes, where it shows like there's this marriage of violence and sexual fetishization of these girls.
Decent gore effects.
Yeah, no, it's good. So it's like a mix of this violent gore and sexual, male gaze material in it. Do you think that he is making a point by making the film look this way to sort of be like, hey guys, look what you sort of put these women through in this film? Or what do you think is the ulterior motive with this movie? Like, did you buy it? Like, did you go, yeah, okay? Or did you were like, eh?
I mean, I think I got it pretty quickly that that's what they were trying to do. I mean, there's only so many, like, upskirt underwear shots you can have until it's like, oh, okay, well, that's what we're doing. And also the style of the like shooting from the school, it felt very video game like, so I was like picking up on that a little bit early.
I was surprised by that whole
to me.
thing.
I buy it. I thought it would have been interesting to switch from male gaze to female gaze more distinctly at some point.
Okay.
That might have been fun.
It's what did you think about the
If you're
end?
sexually attracted to people's intestines, this is a great movie.
Oh, I'm sure there's people
For
that do that.
I'm sure
People are into that.
there are
So
someone.
did the women feel realistic at all, or were they you can tell a guy wrote this?
A little bit, but like I bought like the connection between her and Aki.
Okay.
But
The woman who
Aki,
constantly
okay.
shows up throughout the film, right?
yes,
Her friend.
yeah, her like.
But also
closest
that
friend.
other one showed up too, the Sir.
Yes. Like those
Like-
three felt the most concrete, which is I think it's what it's supposed to be. Like you're supposed to feel like most of them are sort of 2D characters.
Yeah.
I think. That's kind of the point.
And it was weird that the
And-
first. Go ahead. Sorry. Continue.
No, go ahead.
It was something that I hadn't noticed. There's what is it? There's this movie called Bushwick that came out and it has Batista, and I'll link it in a way. Batista and I forget who the actress is, but I didn't notice that the whole film until 40 or 50 minutes into it that it was all done in a sort of a single take style of a movie,
Wow.
sort of like how 1917 is, which is a fucking great movie. Bushwick was also saying. The same thing happened to me here when I was watching it. I didn't notice until the first 50 minutes that there were no guys in the movie at all.
Yeah, it took me a little bit to notice that too.
I was like,
and then I was like,
'cause
oh my god,
You,
like.
you cheat because they're in an all-girls school for a while.
right.
But then at the wedding, it's like, okay, there's not
Yeah,
a single
well,
guy, and
even
then the
before
guy
the
that
The
lives
track
there is, like,
when
a
she's doing the
horrible pig
track
monster.
work too, also because I was like,
Yeah,
oh.
and when she's walking through the town and
And it's all
yeah.
women, and like the only male that shows up at the beginning of that is this pig in a suit, who's like trying to marry her, and I was like, oh.
I would like to be that kid.
So I think we're all. I
And I
think
would
Danny. I
actually-
think we don't have to want to be. I think we are already that pig.
I think, yeah.
It's a metaphor.
So
I would like to look like him though.
I did like that aspect of it. I still can't really read the mind of the director. I don't know what it is. But the thing with Sion Sono's works, and I hope this movie, I don't know if this is a movie that'll be like, oh shit, I got to see all his other movies. But I think it's a movie that's interesting enough to be like, I'd like to see what else he does, because this is not at all sort of a regular narrative film.
I didn't expect this
Yeah.
at all when we saw this movie. I don't know what I expected, but this was not what I was expecting.
But the thing is that he populates in a lot of his films is that there are a lot of female protagonists and there are a lot of lesbian relationships in his films.
Yeah.
I don't know why, if that's. I think he plays both fields. As in, it's titillating, but he also makes them realistic.
I see what you did
Right.
there, titillating.
I didn't mean that in that way, but now that I thought about it, it's
But it
probably
works
some
both
Freudian
ways.
slip. Because like in Tokyo Vampire Hotel, the main character, she has a lesbian relationship, and also in Deep the Forest of Love, which is another great fucking series on Netflix that you can watch. The characters, there are lesbian relationships, and it's treated normal. It's not like some sort of weird thing going on.
Is
But I think that isn't a lot of Japanese entertainment. There's a lot of lesbian relationships, a lot of guys dating each other, stuff like that, and it's sort of normal. But the way that it's approached in these films, I wonder if it's a Western sort of thought of like, oh look, it's two girls together. Oh yeah, man, you know, that kind of shit. As opposed to in
I
Japan,
don't
it's
think
sort
they
of
went
normal.
that way in this movie. I didn't get that feeling at all.
Yeah, because
Like the only solid friend she had in the whole thing.
right, but the part when they're in the field, sort of talking about, you know, changing your future and stuff like that. I thought that was interesting. That character who kept doing that like comically American middle finger shit going on, but it all leads to, you know, these women being butchered for entertainment. Because when she goes to that planet of all guys,
Oh, I mean, I can think of nothing more entertaining.
when she goes to that dimension of all guys, because when she went to like, I don't know if you or I,
What was it called? Man's World or
yeah,
something?
I don't know if I was the only one, but I thought, I was like, oh, is she gonna be like fucking assaulted or something like that? Because it was just all guys. But
That kind of
a
was
scary
expected.
place.
it was
to go
scary
there.
because, but the thing is, the guys just like they didn't even pay attention to
didn't
her.
notice her,
They didn't even
yeah.
notice her. Like they were so like,
Well, I was a
fucked
little
up.
confused. Was that like fourth wall breaking? Was she in the real world at that point?
I have no
Like-
clue.
Yes.
Because they were looking at a poster of her
Right.
as a game. So
I think- but did-
was she out of the game?
Did
at
they
this
explain
point?
that
Like,
mostly all women had died or something like that? Or I know she had died years prior, and they just used her DNA.
Yeah, I don't think they explicitly said that at any
was,
point.
like,
I was wondering
slightly
if they were going
confused.
to.
I think.
And then also like, yeah, the ending was very confusing to me. How does she?
I know because when
She's dead, right?
right, yeah, because when I first saw the film, like I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. Because I remember I had seen it up to a point, the part where she pulled the wires out of her friend's wrists and her friend exploded. But then I think I saw the rest of it, which was only like 10 minutes. There was only 10 more minutes left in the film from that scene.
I would love to kill
So when
someone in that way.
when I first saw it, I didn't get it. When I saw it the second time, when it leads up to that psychopath who created the game based on using her DNA over and over, and
She had beautiful
and
hair.
it led to that it led to that scene where he was like, okay, now you can serve your purpose, where now I can fuck
Gross.
you, essentially. You know what I mean?
And it was that was like him as a young guy, right?
yeah, and it because like he couldn't have sex with her when he was young because I think he was obsessed with her, but she died before he can get with her, or
Right.
he probably was never gonna get with her anyway. So what kind of ownership or what did this mean to either of you guys? What did you take from the scene where this guy's like, okay, now I can fuck you with my younger self because now it's like an ownership of a woman kind
It
of
seems
thing.
like an awfully convoluted way to fuck somebody. Like, just move on.
It also
Like,
feels
imagine
if you have all
dedicating,
this
like, 100
technology, like you could have figured out a different way, but
Yeah, make yourself younger and meet a different woman or something. I don't know.
yeah, so I think
Spending like 100-something years just so you could fuck some girl you knew in high school.
Yeah, so I think what
Wow.
the film was implying about that is like basically somebody taking. She had no choice in like living in this world. You know what I mean? Like she was just like when she's walking down that hallway and there was just bodies of her standing, like all her avatars, and it's essentially like a guy controlling this one woman's fate, and that's the whole they keep bringing up that idea throughout the whole film was like some control your own fate, make a left instead of making a right and stuff like that. And I wonder,
Stab yourself with a pen.
yeah, I wonder what the grand message of the film is, because obviously it's sort of saying, hey, look, women are objectified, especially in films and video games and shit like that. They don't really control. But if it's like, is it to serve what women feel when they look at that media, or is it to make somebody look inside themselves and be like, why am I attracted to this? Why do I have to work on myself? What did you guys think about that?
It made me want to stab myself with a pen and a glass, different things to escape reality. That was my takeaway. Like, if I was a woman, that's what I recommend doing.
fair.
What about
It's
you,
not a
Thea?
bad way. I mean, I think it was at times a little heavy-handed to me, but not in a bad way necessarily. It's just that it's pretty clearly trying to go like, okay, empathize with this woman, because this is what you typically look at in other films and media, but usually not necessarily sympathizing with her or sympathizing with or sympathizing with the other characters around her as well.
Yeah, because there's
Yes, you can,
that
but-
scene where she's confronted by the other women that say, we can't die unless you die, because they're just sick of constantly
Yeah.
dying over and over because of her, and obviously
Yeah,
her
but I
mind
mean,
wipes.
she's not real. This is like, how does her killing herself now change anything? She should have killed the old man.
Yeah, it's strange because then there's like the copies of her in that little greenhouse, and you're like, I don't understand what's reality or what's not, and I think it's the fact that she's probably like some sort of rogue like a rogue program or some shit like that, like the Matrix. Like this is some sort of weird.
She's gonna be like Agent Smith.
Yeah, this is like some weird.
She's gonna have to. He's gonna go in as the old man's gonna go in as a Neo sort of guy and fight her.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it, but it has those sort of aloof endings, those very Lynchian sort of weird endings where.
Yeah.
Because if we're watching this just from surface level, that this is all programming, we're looking at all computer shit. This is all none of this is real. This is all fake. Is she a programming that got away from the main, the main threading, and she just sort of walks away into the snow at the end? Or
where's she walking?
I know, that's what I'm
Not
saying.
real.
Is she forging her own thing? Is she, who the hell knows what's going on? That's the thing that sort of, well, the whole fucking movie can be confusing. But once you realize it has video game logic, then you're like, okay, I guess you can do whatever you want with it. But I think for me it worked. I don't know. I thought I enjoyed what the film was. If you're in it just for like gore and crazy shit,
you should have found like Mega Man or something and had him like kill that guy.
She's standing on a roof with him on that.
She's in every game now.
But I liked it. I don't know what you guys. It seems like you guys are a little bit more lukewarm on it. So I guess I'm a Sion Sono.
You know
fan.
what? I think you're stupid in this situation.
That's fair enough. You're not the first
I
person
hate
to think
you.
that. What's your thesis on this movie, Thea? Your feeling and general outlook on this movie?
Tell us your inside feelings.
Inside feelings, outside. It was interesting. It was fun.
Okay.
There's lots of good gore and like effects and crazy shit that makes me go like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because it seems like it is highbrow to a point, but it's not. It's not afraid to be gory and goofy and stupid, which I appreciate.
As soon as it started, I knew it was going to be a weird movie. I mean,
anybody have a favorite kill?
Wind.
Anybody have? Yeah, which is much better than what they did with that fucking M. Night Shyamalan The Happening movie. Like here, the
I never
wind.
saw that. I heard it was.
I saw parts of it, and it was like if you see Marky Mark's acting in that, I can't believe he was ever in any film after that.
I can't ever take him seriously after hearing that story about him beating that Vietnamese guy.
That's true. If you guys know,
he's like a horrible person.
Marky Mark, when he was 19 or something like that, he beat a Vietnamese guy and blinded him in one eye, and then he said famously, I've changed. I think he forgave himself, but not the Vietnamese guy. And then there's these great memes where this is offensive. It really is offensive. Where they take
him in a helicopter.
They take
like
photos
War,
of they take photos of Marky Mark and superimpose them into the Vietnam War attacking Vietnamese people, and they play this
terrible person.
And they play the song "It Ain't Me," and it's a sight to see. That's all I'll say. I don't know how we got there, but I would give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. Oh, first of all, what was your favorite kill in the movie? You guys had a favorite kill?
Oh, let me think about it.
It's hard to top that bus scene, honestly.
It is hard to top that bus scene.
You know what? I really liked when she pulled the wires out of her. That was
a good one.
That was also very cool.
Yeah. I think I might go.
I think the wires might be my favorite.
I think I'm gonna be vanilla and go with the bus scene. So with that, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Not marrying your pig of a fiance. Thea, what rating would you give Tag 2015?
I'm gonna give it 7 out of 10. Smothering a man with a pillow, it seems like, but then actually you're just stabbing yourself to death with a cane, with an old man's cane.
Danny, what rating would you give Tag 2015?
I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. A feather that magically inhales so much blood and turns bright red from one drop of blood.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that meant. Thea, would you? Do you want to watch that video before we hang up or no?
No, I sure don't.
And with that, Thea, what's the final word?
What's her bucket?
Danny, what's the final word?
Tendons in my penis.
Oh boy.
The HorrorDeconstruction.